I have to admit that Gary Player has always been a very big hero of mine. When I came into golf and I was keen on golf, he was obviously the major South African player. So he winning the US Open was when I was in Standard 8 as a schoolboy, so obviously I was very aware of Gary. Gary once signed a book for me in 1968 at Mowbray when he was playing against Billy Casper. That's a story all of its own. But so I a little while ago, related the story of Bobby Locke, and Bobby Locke's famous putter, Trusty Rusty, which might or might not exist anymore. But interestingly enough, Gary Player also had a most trusty putter, a favourite putter, with which we think he won 7 of his 9 majors. And that putter has an amazing sort of background as well. Gary had already won his first British Open, and he had won the PGA, and he was in Japan with Arnold Palmer. And they went down to a store and were looking at the golf clubs, and Gary found a putter that he quite liked. He felt for the golf course, the new golf course they were going to play on, that he needed a putter with a bit more loft, and he ended up buying this putter. And then used the putter to win 7 more majors. So he also had his favourite implement that he was an extension of his body. And the interesting thing about Gary's putter is that he doesn't know whether it has a name or not. He doesn't know whether it has a branding. It is kept in the Gary Player collection. It's nicely framed. But I couldn't get anybody to be able to see the back of it because they would have had to take it out of the frame. But it is so interesting that 2 of our great golfers both had this favourite club, and it turned out to be the putter, the club you use on the green is the most important putter, which might be an indication that the most important shot in golf is putting. On that note, Sid Bruce, who was the sort of master golfer ahead of Locke and ahead of Player, a Scot who played out of Houghton, a well-loved man, a great family, his brother Jock, and he dominated the South African Open. And Sid Bruce also had a famous putter, which is a putter that had once, during the night, had to be rushed to him in Port Elizabeth, where he was playing in a South African Open, because his putter was stolen, and his sons then found a member of the club who had bought a similar putter and drove through the night to deliver Sid Bruce's putter to Port Elizabeth to Humewood, and once he had his own implement back, his favourite club back, he went on then to win the South African Open just before setting off on a sort of epic journey by boat to England. There's just so much in golf, because golf is a game that takes a long time to play. It's played in beautiful surroundings. There's a lot of time to think about things, a lot of time to be funny, and it's played out in the open, and in South Africa often played in wild places. So this book has stories about snakes, lions, and a warthog, but I'm not going to let you into that.